On some occasions, you're going to want repeating information in your Word documents. Maybe longer documents, you need to see title information at the top of every page. How about page numbering? That's information that appears on every page that you choose. Sometimes it's just simply company information scrolled across the bottom. Well, we're talking about headers, footers, and page numbering, and we're going to apply it to this document called LH Guide 0502. You'll find it in the Chapter 5 folder of your exercise files. And as we scroll through this document, you can see it's 6 pages in length. Check out the bottom left-hand corner of your screen there. You can see there's some formatting, but there's more to do. And at the top of every page and at the bottom of every page, we're not seeing anything at the moment, but there is a space there. For example, if you go into the top of page 1 with your mouse and double click, you'll notice you're inside the header area. Notice also a design tab opens up for headers and footers. And there's a button to close headers and footers over here on the ribbon. Now as we scroll down to the bottom, you can see the footer area is opened up as well, and on every subsequent page as well. So anything we want repeated at the top of every page, we would put into a header. Anything we want showing up at the bottom of every page goes into our footer. And all we have to do is click in there and start typing or inserting things. So let's start by clicking the close button on the ribbon at the far right hand side to close up the header and footer. And we'll start with page numbering. Maybe we want to see page numbering in our document, maybe at the bottom right hand corner of every page. Let's go to the Insert tab. And over here in the header and footer section, you'll notice we can access some preset headers or built-in headers. We can access some preset built-in footers. We can also choose the edit option for headers and footers on this drop-down. And let's just click to close that up and go to the last option, which is page numbering. Give that a click. You'll notice that we can insert page numbering at the top of the page. This is going to put it into the header area. The bottom of the page will go into the footer area. Notice we also have the ability to put page numbering in the margins or at the current position, wherever your cursor happens to be flashing. Let's go to bottom of page, and from the pop-up menu on the side, we can choose from a number of built-in presets. So I'm thinking just a simple number in the bottom right-hand corner. This is called plain number 3. We'll give it a click, and we've done it. Notice the footer area opens up, and there's a 1 at the bottom of page 1. Scroll down. When you get to the bottom of page 2, you'll see a 2 there, and so on. And since we have the header and footer areas open, why not decide what it is we want to put in those areas? Well, at the top of page 1, I don't want anything, so I'm going to leave that blank. And I'm going to go down to the bottom of page 1, and that's where we see our page numbering, and it's right aligned. But when we click inside here, notice we can click just below the page numbering, and our cursor flashes on the left-hand side. So if we wanted to add some content, maybe some text like, "You'll feel at home in our neighborhood." Yeah, that would look good if it were centered though. So let's do that. We'll go up to the Home tab and choose Centering from the paragraph group here. Control E is your keyboard shortcut. And now we'll type in exactly what I just said. "You'll feel at home in our neighborhood." And we'll put the ellipses after 3 dots. Now we can come in here and format, just like we'd format anything in the rest of the document. We have our formatting toolbar. If we wanted to click the drop down there, let's go to a font that's going to look a little bit different. I'm going to scroll down the alphabetical listing, and I'm thinking maybe Arial Rounded MT Bold. That might look good. We'll try that. And you can see that's a totally different look. We can bump this up as well. Let's go up to 18. Not bad. I'm thinking maybe 17 might be better. Type in 17 since it's not on the list. And if you want to change the font, go ahead and choose something different. I like Calibri Light actually. I'm going to go with that. Now that's at the bottom of page 1. Let's scroll down to the bottom of page 2 and see what we have. The exact same thing. Let's edit here at the bottom of page 2. So inside the footer, we'll click and drag across that content, and let's change the text color to a nice shade of purple. So I'm going to go to this purple right here. And scroll back up now to the bottom of page 1. Notice it changes there as well. In other words, we only have to edit this once and it appears exactly the same way at the bottom of every single page. Now when we get up to page 1, we see there's no header at the top. We could put anything we wanted in there as well. It's going to appear on every single page. But let's go to the Design tab for headers and footers. Notice there's an option here to have a different first page. That means if the first page is a title page, like what we have, we may not want to show page numbering and that text we added to the bottom of page 1. By choosing different first page, notice now when we scroll up to the bottom of page 1, there's nothing in the footer, nothing in the header. But now when we go down to page 2, it's not called a first page header and first page footer. It's just called header and footer. Down at the bottom of the page, we still have our text. You'll feel at home in our neighborhood. So that's a great option. We can have something different for our first page and something different for the rest. Let's close up the header and footer. Now the other thing that you can do is break up your document into sections. By having different sections, you can have different headers and footers for those sections, even have a different first page in each section. Because as we scroll down to the second page here, we realize we do want something at the top in the header area. So we double click to get inside. You could also go into the Edit Header section of our Insert tab on the ribbon, but I like to double click up there in the empty space. It's a fast way to get in. Let's say for the header, we want to put in West End, London, and we want it right aligned. So I'm going to go to the Home tab, choose Right Alignment, and I'm going to type in West End, London, like so. And we can format that as well, and I think we should. Let's select it. Let's change the font to that Arial black. I like that. We'll bump it up. I'm going to go up to 14 points. Well, 16 might be better. Let's go with 16 and change the color to purple as well. Now we can deselect just by clicking anywhere in the header area. That looks good. And when we go up to the Design tab here for header and footer tools and click the Close button, you can see what it looks like. It's kind of faded into the background, just as our footer is at the bottom of each page, except for the first page. Notice West End London appears at the top of every page, but then we get into some different locations. And West End London is not going to work. We need to be able to change the header, and that means creating sections in our document, and that's coming up next.